Hello amigos, ¿cómo están? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all about Chivas versus XOLOS. A huge game, a game that we needed to get some kind of points from. It's been a disappointing season so far. I'm not going to go too much into it because the previous video was a massive rant. So if you want to know my feelings on the season as it has been, go and watch the last video because that's what I feel about it. So this is a massive opportunity for us to kind of get some points on the board, have a good result for once. At home it's been really disappointing, so we kind of need to get some points away from home. Cholos is a good team, and they're a tough test against anyone. They've got some really good players, obviously an exciting kid, which I'll talk about in a minute, but. Tough game. It's always going to be a tough game, but you've got to bounce back at some point. We need to set our season in the right path at some point, and that first step needs to be against Cholos. I want to say right off the bat, I didn't watch the game as it was happening. It was 11 a.m. kickoff on a Saturday, and I was busy all the day for Saturday. I had to go out and see some friends, and then I had a Lucha Libre event in the evening time, so I couldn't actually watch even the highlights until after I got home. Following the game, obviously, it's easy to do that on your phone. Very depressing train ride into the city. Obviously, being 2-0 down, 3-0 down at one point, I think it was. I thought, I'm actually kind of glad I'm out doing something because I would be depressed as fuck if I was at home watching this. Defensively frail. I saw the replays, obviously, so I know exactly what happened in the game now. Defensively, so fragile still. Campillo, Gonzalez, they're new to the team, so we have to give them a little bit of slack. Alamoso, I think, is having a really good season individually. I think he took us almost selling him in the summer personally, and I think he's trying to prove the club wrong for doing that. Having said that, there's always going to be rumours with him going somewhere else now. But our centre backs are the issue at the moment. Pierce, I think, is a decent centre back, but Tiba's defensive, is error prone. I think Aguirre is not that great. I think he's had one or two. He's one of those players that has one or two decent performances for Chivas, but then disappears. Him and Tiba just don't quite work, to be honest with you. And obviously we've got Gomez, Martinez, who are young kids who are just breaking through. They're going to be defensively error prone as well. So centre back is a real problem area for us right now. I think midfield's decent. Guti's done alright. I think Guti at the moment is our best midfielder. Having said that, I think Richard Ledesma is doing brilliantly for us as well. And Romo, I was going to say Alan Romo there, but Alamoso. Romo for me is disappointing this season again. Like I said last video, had a brilliant pre-season. Was trashed last year. Brilliant pre-season, and it's become trash again. Very error prone. Richie, I think, has done brilliantly for us. Having said that, he's very unlucky. He's given away a couple. I think he conceded an own goal in the first game of the season, if memory serves. Just a bit unlucky. Unluckiness keeps happening with Richie, which I think is gonna, disappear eventually. I think he's a great player. I think all signings really have stepped this team up massively. None more so than Efrain Alvarez, obviously. Hormiga had a quiet game against Juarez, but I think he did brilliantly in this game. Obviously scoring when it mattered, scoring our first goal. I think it was when it was 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. And then obviously went to 3-1, and then 3-2, and then 3-3. But that Hormiga goal was typical Hormiga. Very Chicharito-esque. Just, feed the ball into him, into the narrow channels, a bit like Gyökeres at Arsenal, to be honest with you. Same kind of mould. Just feed him the ball in, he takes a shot, and he knows how to put it in the back of the net. That's what we need. We need more of that, please, because Chivas are just so frustrating and tedious trying to score a goal. It's unreal. Having said that, all three of these goals were bangers. That was a really good goal. The second goal was absolutely amazing. At one point I thought this was the best goal of the game, which was the Efrain free kick. Declan Rice-esque. Declan Rice will be pretty proud of that free kick. Just right in the top corner, curled right around and went straight into the top corner. Keeper had absolutely no chance. No keeper in the world is saving that. Phenomenal free kick. Brilliant. suddenly it's 3-2. You're thinking, game on. And then Piojo, I mean, mate, I've been slating this guy for all season because he's done nothing up to this point. And then he goes and scores an absolute world-class goal. I mean, the Golazo gets thrown around everywhere these days. I do it. Everyone else does it. But that was a golazo. I mean, that was absolutely goal of the season. Just a long range, just smash right to the goal. Brilliant. I was going to swear that. Absolutely amazing goal. Brilliant. And then 3-3, you're thinking, on the face of it, 3-3 against XOLOS, it's a bit of a meh result. But you think about how good XOLOS have been of late, the fact that we were 3-1 down or whatever it was at one point, with 10-15 minutes left to go. Brilliant, but why are we leaving it to the last minute to suddenly realise we've got players that can score goals? Piojo can score goals, Kekau can score goals, Hormiga can score goals, Richie can score goals, Efrain can score goals. They can all score goals, it's just they're not consistently doing it. Having said that, it was a point rescued, a big point. It ended up being a quite positive result, really. I mean, whenever you're 2-1 down, 3-1 down, to come back and equalise right at the last minute, brilliant, awesome. But still, defensively, really, really shaky. I mean, there goes, we'll talk about Gilberto and MORA in a second, but we were just wide open for all three of those goals. I mean, just calamity at the back. Tyler's not having a brilliant season, but I think, 60% his centre-backs being dirty and just leaving him out to dry. But having said that, he's made multiple errors this season, unforgivable in my opinion. He needs to learn from them. Having said that, a good goalkeeper needs a good centre-back pairing in front of him. He needs a good back line, and at the moment he doesn't quite have that. That's the last thing right now. I think midfield needs a slight more tweak. To be fair, if Romo carries on like this, I wouldn't mind him going, to be honest with you, and getting someone else in. There are good Mexican centre-backs in the league we could be going for. So I expect probably one more really good midfielder maybe not in the January, but next summer at least. And centre-backs. Having said that, there's not a massive amount of good centre-backs out there. And, Martinez and Gomez in particular, I think it's going to take a long time for him to get actually really ready for the first team. To the point where he's a level raiser, a bit like how, Couture Gonzalez was, Campillo was, Efrain Alvarez was, and Hormiga and Tejon as well. I mean, at the moment, Pulido's out. I think he's injured. Fine. Cool. If it takes an injury to get him out of the team, cool. Because I think Hormiga and Tejon Wilker, they should be the ones leading our front line. But yeah, lots to work on. We've got Cruz Azul next, if memory serves. That's going to be a tough game. They managed to somehow get a scratch, a 1-0 victory in this weekend. We should be beating them, but having said that, we are the type of team to give bums like those points. So we'll have to wait and see, but we should be winning them. If we do win them, that's our season up and running, finally, for 5 games into the season, which is unforgivable. But having said that, it's not a loss. We could have lost it, and if 3-0, 3-1's a heavy defeat, so not getting that is a bonus. But yeah, things to work on defensively. We need to really work. Milito, he looked exhausted at the end of that XOLOS game. He looked shell-shocked, to be honest with you. And there's a couple of close-up frames of him just looking like, oh my god. Well, welcome to Mexico, man. Liga MX is an underrated league. MLS gets all the limelight, but Liga MX is the biggest and toughest league in North America. Or, it's technically, Mexico's not North America, but in North America. Yeah, it's tough. Mexican League, Liga MX is tough, bro. You need to really, really be solid. Gargo couldn't handle it with a couple of different clubs. Even someone established as Pauno. I mean, Pauno did really quite well with us. He struggled at Tigres, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see what we do defensively, but if we can get a win, we start getting a couple more wins. He just needs a win. He just gets a couple wins under his belt. I think he'll be alright. He'll settle down a bit. Yeah, we're just on the cusp of doing something great. We just need that defensive solidity that we we have had for a while, but we've not had this season. Obviously, we've made changes, midfield changes, personnel. It's going to happen where you're going to re-establish, relationships need to be re-established and stuff. So it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see. But this was a great result for me, to be honest with you. I want to end this video by basically talking about Gilberto MORA. I mean, 16 years old. I mean, absolutely crazy. Already played for Mexican senior team in a competitive game, Gold Cup or whatever. Yeah, I put out a tweet yesterday actually. Mexico has MORA and England has Max Dowman. Max Dowman's a year younger than Gilberto MORA, but they're pretty much on the same track. Both playing senior teams games minutes in tough leagues. I'm sorry, Liga MX is not the same as the Premier League, but they're both tough leagues, and they're both difficult leagues for 16, 15-year-olds to actually get minutes and play there. So brilliant. Yeah, just absolutely amazing. This kid's gonna be absolutely stunning. It's such a shame that he can't go to Europe till he's 18. Obviously, European clubs can go in and buy him now if they wanted to. There's not really much point. I'm sure there's European clubs already talking to XOLOS about this kid. He may already be agreeing contracts with these European clubs. You just can't go there until he's 18, which sucks. The only good thing is he's guaranteed game time at XOLOS. He's already one of their best players. 2 goals against us, bro. And I said, I like to banter sometimes, everyone does. I tweeted out, so the ironic thing is, 2 goals scoring against Chivas is what's going to push European clubs to make a move on this kid, because the top European teams need to nail this kid down, because this kid potentially could go all the way. He's absolutely outstanding. If Max Dowman did not exist, I would only be raving about MORA. I'd love for him to be at Chivas. I think, you know what, why don't we sign him for a couple of years? Keep him for a couple of years, develop him, and then send him on to Europe. We did it with Mateo Chavez, we could do it with him. He would command a pretty decent fee for any 16-year-old. He's proved it. He's an international level player now. He's got international caps for Mexico. Mexico is a respected country, that from these, if you play for a Mexican national team, people in Europe tend to take notice of that a bit anyway. Not as much as they should be, but still. So yeah, I mean, why don't we just sign him, have him play for Chivas for a little while? But having said that, I'm quite happy with him staying at XOLOS, playing game in, game out all the time, getting as much experience as he can. He's playing against men. He's been playing for like a year now. Again, already playing for Mexico. That's not going to stop. I think he's established now as a Mexican level, senior level player for Mexico. Definitely going to be in the World Cup, health, permitting. This kid's going to go all the way, bro. And, I'm talking about Real Madrid's, Arsenal's, Barcelona's, Bayern Munich's, top European teams are going to be looking at him for real, because he's an outstanding talent. And, I'm not even mad he got 2 goals against us. They're kind of scrappy. The second one's kind of scrappy. Just defensively, just terrible from us. But he's there. As a 16-year-old, he's there to slot his shots in and make sure that the goal goes in. So, fair play to him. 2 goals again. I think he's got 6 goals this season already or something stupid. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't rave too much more about this kid. He's not a Chivas player, so I'm not really going to be talking too much about him unless I'm doing Mexico videos. But, yeah, he scored 2 goals against us, bro. And that's, apparently that's easy to do at the moment. But still, 16 years old. Along with all the other things he's been doing over the last couple of months. It's crazy. And like I said, I feel like a pre-contract with the European clubs going to happen at some point. As soon as he turns 18, he'll have 2.5, 3 years of senior level game experience under his belt. And he could be good enough to go in and play for these big teams rather than getting loaned out straight away like most of the Americans do. So, buzzing at the moment. Like I said, Mexico have MORA and England have Dowman. Both seem to be, at the moment, without going too far into the clouds. Both seem to be generational talents, and here for the long term. And I'm looking forward to seeing both of their careers because it's going to be absolutely amazing. Hopefully he signs to Arsenal. I mean, I'd love for us to have him at Arsenal. Um, whether it would happen or not, I don't know. I think we can certainly afford him. But he'll probably end up going to a Man City or a Chelsea. They like to gobble up these young players. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, like I said, credit to Mora. I don't have any bitterness towards him at all. If anyone else has scored 2 goals against my club, I'll be bitching about them. But can't hate this kid. This kid's I'm buzzing for this kid, man. He's gonna have a top career. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about this video, about the game. Obviously, conceding so many goals and then finally, get the late equaliser. What do you think the answer is, player-wise? Yeah, I'm hoping that we've kind of unlocked the ability to score goals now. 3 goals, 3 different players scoring, which is good. Efrain Alvarez at the moment, absolutely love this kid. My number 10 for sure. You think when we signed him, you think, is he mature enough to handle the number 10 at Chivas? But he's nailing it. He's our best player right now. So long may that continue, and hopefully score a few more goals and continue his progress, because we need to step him up a little bit more. He was brilliant at XOLOS. Again, XOLOS doing really well at the moment with his players. But, we're a level away, so he's carrying us right now. We need to step up and go and join him, basically. Yeah, let me know what you think about this video. And like, subscribe if you haven't done already. I really do appreciate it. And let me know if you want me to talk about MORA a bit more, because I haven't really, because he's not a Chivas player. But, yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a really, really good week. My week's been amazing with, Chivas not losing for once, which is great. And obviously all the stuff that's happening with Arsenal as well. Yeah, really appreciate you guys. Really love the fact that you guys comment and stuff, and subscribe as well. Yeah, and as you guys know, I comment on, I reply to all the comments, and I like talking to you guys on the comments. So, yeah, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, let me know. We'll have a chat as well. Some of you guys I do know, but some of you I think I don't know. I've had a whole bunch of new subscribers lately, which is awesome. If you're one of the new ones and watching this video for the first time, leave a like and subscribe, and obviously also before you subscribe, leave a like and comment down below as well. Tell me that sometimes YouTube doesn't tell me who's actually subscribed. The number that goes up or down, but it doesn't tell me who's who. But yeah, if you're a new subscriber, just, give me a comment, and we'll talk about it in the comments about everything. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.